In today's episode of Madden 25, I'm going to be realistically rebuilding the Baltimore Ravens, but with the new addition of Jaire Alexander. So if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like and or subscribe. Let's see if we can get this video to 100 likes. I would appreciate that. But moving straight into this video, we all know that this Ravens defense is going to be so stacked next season if they can stay healthy. That's the big thing with Jaire Alexander. But it was a steal of a deal. 1 year, $6 million. He said he turned down other teams just so that way he could reunite with Lamar and potentially win a ring with the Ravens. And I think the Ravens every single year are definitely top 2 contenders, like top 2 for being in the Super Bowl to potentially winning it, but they just shoot themselves in the foot every year just by doing something dumb. But this defense looks so stacked on paper. Getting Malachi Starks, now you got Humphrey, Chidobe Awuzie in the slot, and then you can also have Marlon Humphrey in the nickel slot in general, and then Alexander on the boundary with Nate Wiggins. Kyle Hamilton can play everywhere. He's amazing. Kyle Van Noy is very underrated veteran. Odafe has really broken out this past season. Travis Jones, more of a defensive tackle than a defensive end, so I'll probably move him behind Justin Madubuike. Mike Green, absolute steal in the second round. Should have been a first-round pick, if not a top 10 pick, but, you know, he had some allegations. Emory Jones, super excited about that. I am a Ravens fan. Daniel Falale, he just sucks. He is so bad. And then Andrew Vahores, he was projected to be a second-round pick in his draft class, but then he tore his ACL at the combine, so hopefully now that he's recovered can be a really top-tier player. Roger Rosengarten, I think can be a really good player. DeAndre Hopkins, solid veteran signing. Zay Flowers, Rashad Bateman has really flourished in this past season. I like the Nelson Aguilar whenever he was on our team. I thought he was like a solid backup, but looking for the rest of the team, obviously, Lamar Jackson, you can call him league MVP if you want to. It doesn't matter. He's still easily a top 3, if not the best quarterback in the league, some people would argue. Derrick Henry and Justice Hill. Justice Hill, easily super underrated running back in the NFL. I know that sounds biased coming back from a Ravens fan, but go look at his stats. Receiving-wise, he does great, but this team is so stacked and ready to win a Super Bowl. They just need to finally just get over the hump. It's been getting really annoying. Let me move Travis Jones inside to defensive tackle and then move down Adesai Isaac. Yeah, so I like that. And then Adesai Isaac, I'm going to move down to right end. I know he's not technically a 3-4 right end, and I mean, neither is technically Mike Green, but I'd rather just have him there for the time being because I may switch into a 4-3 because I like the 4-3 betters. So it's just, in my opinion, a little bit better that way. And besides, the specialist is what really matters, and Travis Jones, the backup there. Got Mike Green, Odafe away. Kyle Van Noy is really good in simulation, but I really want to develop Mike Green early on. Let's move Trent Simpson over Darius Washington for that. Let's move Nate Wiggins actually in the slot, even though, actually, let's do this instead. Everything else looks a little bit better there. And then, yeah, apart from that, I'm going to move Mike Green over Van Noy. I'm going to put Humphrey in the slot, Jaire at the 1, and then Wiggins at the 2 as the boundaries. And then, yeah, again, Humphrey in the slot. I think it's just better that way, and I think that's how it will be in real life. Team looks so stacked out. Let's see if we can win the Super Bowl even within year number 1. Mid-season mark, we are 4-3. We're a 90 overall team. We should be doing better. Defense ranked 24th in passing game is an absolute joke. 15th in points per game. I mean, I guess it is what it is for now, but that's all we can really do. Scouting national focus, I'm going to do interior offensive line to get us some new guards. And for the players ready to negotiate, Ronnie Stanley got a fat contract in real life. I don't know where Darius Washington is technically at in his contract. We got Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum coming up. Let me look at Ronnie Stanley's contract in real life and just look it up, and then I'll just adjust it to that. Okay, so I just looked it up. It's a 3-year deal. Let me adjust that and get back to it. Now that we got that, I really like our Darius Washington here for the Ravens. He's a really good second guy in rotation for a safety. He was really good as a starter, actually, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep him long-term because eventually I still got to pay Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum. Same scenario with Patrick Ricard. I just don't have the money to pay these guys long-term, so I think I'm just going to pass on that for now. I could be cool with like a 1-year contract with the Darius Washington now that I'm thinking about it, but it's like if I pay him a bag to stay here for 1 season, will he take this? This is more than Jaire Alexander's contract, and he'll take that 1-year contract. I can keep him for another year. I just can't keep him long-term wise. So apart from that, we better make the playoffs in this season or else we're screwed. 14-3, first round bye, green in every rank. That's what I expect from a 91 overall team. Thank God. Stats and awards: Lamar, second in passing yards, passing touchdowns, number 1 passer rating, number 1 offense, 5th best defense. Lamar has to be the league MVP here. Will he get robbed again? He will not, as he beats Josh Allen for league MVP this time. MV3, Lamar Jackson, 4,800 yards, 48 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 124 passer rating. 47 was his longest throw, only got sacked 20 times. Amazing year from him. Derrick Henry, 5.8 per carry, 13 touchdowns, no fumbles. He was told that if he got 2,000 rushing yards in a season, he would get in a movie with like Adam Sandler, I think. I know it's irrelevant, but it's just funny. But I guess he didn't hit that. Still an amazing season with 5.8 per carry. Lamar Jackson, 8 rushing touchdowns, 450 rushing yards. Rashad Bateman with 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. I would go nuts if he did this in real life. Zay Flowers, almost 1,200 yards, 5 touchdowns. DeAndre Hopkins, 1,000 yards, 15 touchdowns. Prime DeAndre Hopkins back here. Mark Andrews, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. Derrick Henry, 400 yards, 6 touchdowns. Amazing season. Sacks allowed: 7 from Stanley, 6 for Rosengarten, 2 for Vajores, 1 for Emory Jones, 1 from Tyler Linderbaum. I guess I don't need to draft new guards. These guys are balling with over 1,000 snaps played. Quan Smith with 99 tackles for a loss, 13 for Matabike and Mike Green, 6 for Odafe, and then sacks: 10 for Matabike, 8 for Van Noy, 8 for Adise Isaac, 6 for Mike Green, interceptions: 3 for Jaire Alexander, 2 for Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Hamilton, deflections: 8 for Kyle Hamilton and Roquan Smith, 6 for Jaire Alexander, safeties on the team: 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. And here we are with our first round bye in the divisional round, here to face the 11-6 Pittsburgh Steelers to move on to the conference championship here. We're better in every way, and we beat them 31-12, crushing them. Here to face the 12-5 Buffalo Bills. We are 6 overalls higher than them, actually 5 overalls higher than them. Let's see if we can beat them to move on to the Super Bowl in year number 1. Here we are against the Bills. They're going to open up with 3. We're going to respond with 7. Nice start for the team. They're going to punt. We're going to respond with another 7. Good start for the offense. 9-14, 21-9 here at halftime, 28-9 opening up half, 12-28, 35-12, crushing the Bills. The Ravens are tired of it. They finally want to make the Super Bowl, and that's what we're going to do here. 42-20, crushing the Bills and moving on to the Super Bowl in year number 1. Lamar Jackson with 150 pass rating, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Legendary conference championship game from him. Here we are to face the 9-8 Atlanta Falcons. If I lost the Falcons here, I would be very, very upset. And Michael Penix is their starting QB right now. He's up to an 89 overall with the boost, 83 overall without it. But they're an 84 overall team. We're a 91 overall team, 7 overalls higher. This should be an easy win. But for the overlook of the team, for the team upgrades, Rashad Bateman gets superstar development after a great season. I feel like Zay Flowers and definitely DeAndre Hopkins deserves it, dude. If you want to cry in the comments about me cheating, I don't care. DeAndre Hopkins just had a 1,000-yard season with 15 touchdowns. And then also Zay Flowers had almost a 1,200-yard season, but only with 5 touchdowns. But still, it was still an amazing season all around for my team. Either way, I really like what we got. Both those guys deserve it. And let's see what we have for the defense here. Any actual upgrades that I can see for the team? None that I can actually look at and see a difference. But anyways, the team looks amazing. We're not going to be able to maintain this team forever. We need to win the Super Bowl. This is our window to win it. Let's see if we can beat the Falcons and just top it off. Here we are against the Falcons. They're going to open up with 7. We're going to respond with nothing. 10-0 game for the Falcons. Offense finally scores 7. 13-7 game here. 14-13 game at halftime. Opening up half with another 7. Nice stuff for the team. Why is it a 21-21 game? This game should be an absolute blowout. 35-21, 42-21. Finally coming on in the fourth quarter, and we're going to crush the Falcons 42-21 in the Super Bowl. And this Super Bowl team, well, this super team finally wins the Super Bowl. To be expected here, year number 1 with the Baltimore Ravens. Let's see who your Super Bowl MVP is, and let's see if we can start a dynasty with this, because this isn't really much of a rebuild. It's more of a retaining the team and trying to build a dynasty with what we have. And Derrick Henry wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins the league MVP, and there are no other awards here for the Ravens, but still already a successful quote-unquote rebuild. Not really a rebuild, but you know what I mean. Let's see if we can just build up this dynasty. Cam Ward, Darius Slay, Kyle Van Noy, and Cornelius Lucas all retire, and Kyle Van Noy retires with that ring. So I guess we can get David Ajabo, Mike Green in that rotation more often. And for the re-signings, Kyle Hamilton and Tyler Linderbaum, I'm going to accept both their options. Why is Tyler Linderbaum suddenly not interested in playing with the team? He wants to be in a warm weather state. I mean, I guess he won a ring and he just doesn't care about the Ravens now. So he's prioritizing his lifestyle instead. But either way, I don't care. I have $35 million to spend in free agency. I'm actually just going to skip out on free agency completely because, again, it's not about rebuilding the team. It's about maintaining it to being the best possible team that we can. So I'm going to save all the money I can for these upcoming contracts because I know I have to pay Tyler Linderbaum and Kyle Hamilton a fat bag. So the Browns have the number 1 overall pick, and on the opposite side of the AFC North, we have pick number 32. Probably going to draft a running back here because Derrick Henry either retires a lot in simulation or he just regresses pretty hard by season 3. This guy doesn't look bad. Amari Minor out of UCLA, 5'11", 213, elite jumping, solid acceleration, solid strength, B's across the board. Let me see if I can find someone better. This guy doesn't look too bad, but he's a day 3 guy. Therese Pruitt, elite strength, poor agility though, a bunch of B's across the board. So the answer would probably be no. So Amari Minor is going to be the pick here. I'm going to have him develop behind Derrick Henry. Rank 26, got him at 32. Hidden development. He looks pretty good. He'll just be a backup for now. And since we're going to lose Darius Washington this season, I might want to go after another safety just because it's nice to have that depth there. These guys don't seem like the worst options. A zone coverage for this guy, and Larry Aldridge out of Florida, 6'2", 210 here. Solids across the board. Elite agility though. A awareness, A pursuit, B block shedding, and he is a zone archetype, and he has B to D zone coverage. So I'm assuming that's B zone coverage. I'm going to pick up Larry Aldridge here. I did some previous scouting before. Rank 7, A+ pick. Got him at 64. Only normal development, but that's fine. He looks really good. Late 3rd round, probably want to just pull the trigger on a really good defensive tackle down the board. Sort by physicals for defensive tackles, and of course go all the way over to strength. Sort by strength. This guy has great strength. Post UDFA for Devontae Fells here. A little bit concerning. Probably won't take that now. And then for the other guys on the board, maybe this linebacker's worth taking a shot. Matt Spearman out of Rutgers here. Poor strength. Not very good there. Don't really like that. Maybe a corner just with some elite speed. Sometimes I take those. This guy, Travis Winter, day 3 guy. I'm in the final pick of the 3rd round. Good speed, great jumping, elite agility, good acceleration. B man coverage, B catching, B tackle for a day 3 guy. Doesn't seem like bad value at all. Ranked 51, got him at 96. Hidden development, late round steal. I'll take that. And honestly, the AI can draft everyone else except for, let's get a fullback in the late 4th round here since I lost Patrick Ricard because the Ravens do use fullbacks. So let me look at that real quick. And at the end of the 4th round, picking up fullback Chris Thurman, ranked 33, got him at 128. Normal development, but that's fine. It's a fullback I don't have to pay for the next 4 years. After the draft, 74 overall for Amari Minor, 77 for Larry Aldridge, but normal development, 73 for Travis Winter, and 74 for my fullback. Stopped drafting after that, but overall, a really good draft, especially considering the great team that we have now. And this is the team after the draft. For some reason, it still wants Daniel Falalele starting, even though Andrew Vahorz is literally listed as a left guard and Emory Jones is listed as a right guard. If I'm being honest, I just don't want Daniel Falalele. I know I could trade him for something. I just don't really care about him, and I don't want him on my team in general. So he can leave, and we're going to refresh that lineup and put Emory Jones at the starter there because he was great. And then it looks like, oh, it did draft this guy, Pruitt, Tyrese Pruitt. I remember him. He didn't have very good overall athleticism, but it drafted him anyways in the later rounds and turned out to be a steal. He had hidden development, so that's nice. But yeah, Minor's just going to be a backup so that way he can eat up some XP. Could probably put him at fullback, but it's fine. Thurman's going to start there. Rashid Ali's there. Lost Keaton Mitchell, I guess. I guess the AI cut them because of the new guys that came in. May need a wide receiver 3 after this season for DeAndre Hopkins once he leaves. And then defensively here, David Ajaba's coming off the edge. We got Adise Isaac as well. And then Mike Green is coming off there. I think I'm cool with David Ajabo for there right now. And then Adise Isaac right there. I like everything we got. Winter, let's actually, oh no, he's a 5th string because of all the depth that we have at corner here. That's actually insane. And let's move Aldridge over to free safety since we're going to have our Darius Washington playing strong safety on the other side. And he's actually already a higher overall than Malachi Starks, which I don't like, but that's fine. I guess he was just that much of a baller. DeAndre Hopkins, I guess, wants to play in the slot. That's fine. Everything else looks good here, except I will move over who do you call it? I will move Marlon Humphrey into the slot. And then again, I'm going to have Jaire Alexander over there, put Nate Wiggins on the boundary, and then Marlon Humphrey into the slot because it worked great last year. So let's see how we do at the midseason mark for year number 2. 5-2 at the midseason mark here. Number 1 offense and passing game in points per game. Defense just magically sucks because the AI is just retarded. So it was all green last year whenever I was using the Miami playbook, but for some reason it's just total trash now because the AI says so. Absolute joke, dude. So I'm going to change this up. Let me change it to something else just because the AI just doesn't want me to win. Super annoying. The Baltimore's 3-4 defense typically never works for me. I don't understand why people hype it up. Let me try the Green Bay playbook. It's supposed to be in the base 4-3, so let me just try that playbook just to see if it works a little bit better, because clearly our defense just magically sucks because the AI says so. But Lamar Jackson coming off a 6-touchdown game with a rushing touchdown, 7-touchdown game, 450 passing yards, legendary game. Oh my gosh, against the Dolphins, 56-28, crazy. Scouting national focus, I literally just need nothing. Sure, let's do middle linebacker. Players ready to negotiate. I went into the offseason with $35 million to spend, and now I just have nothing. Mark Andrews, Odafe Away, Derrick Henry, Isaiah Likely, Travis Jones. You know what? I'm going to deal with this probably in the offseason. Wester should not be here. I'm going to adjust the rookie contracts, and then I'm probably just going to move into the playoffs because I don't want to deal with those contracts right now. 14-3, first round bye once again. Defensive passing game, 26th is an absolute joke, but sure. Stats and awards, Lamar Jackson, number 1 in passing yards and passer rating, 2nd in passing touchdowns, number 1 offense, 17th best defense. Lamar Jackson, MV4 here. I don't even know what you're going to say at this point. Lamar Jackson, back-to-back MVPs here. 5,100 yards, 49 touchdowns, 13 interceptions though, but still 126.9 pass rating, got sacked 22 times. Amazing year. Derrick Henry, no fumbles, 6 touchdowns, 4.7 per carry. Lamar Jackson, 13 rushing touchdowns as well with 1 fumble. Derrick Henry, not as good as last season, but still a great season with 4.7 per carry, almost 1,100 yards. Really not getting the ball touches he needs, but still, we're probably going to have Amari Minor there next season. Didn't have a good average this season at all, but, you know, he's developing. DeAndre Hopkins here, 21 touchdowns, 1,500 yards. Prime DeAndre Hopkins has just revived himself on the Ravens, or Lamar just loves throwing the ball to him. Clearly both. And then Zay Flowers, almost 1,000 yards, 4 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman, 950 yards, 6 touchdowns. Mark Andrews, almost 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Probably won't be able to re-sign him. For the sacks allowed, Andrew Vajores allows 7. Don't like that. And then Ronnie Stanley allows 5. Tyler Linderbaum 4. 3 for Emory Jones and 2 for Roger Rosengarten. Quan Smith with 87 tackles for a loss, 16 for Matabike, 15 for Mike Green, 9 for Odafe Away, sacks 14.5 for Matabike, 5.5 for Green, 2 for Adise Isaac. Not really getting that much pressure other than Matabike. And then 3 interceptions for Jaire, deflections 12 for Roquan, 10 for Jaire, 5 for Ardarius Washington, safeties 0, defensive touchdowns 0. Here we are to face the 8-9 Cincinnati Bengals. We are 7 overalls higher than them in the divisional round to move on back to the conference championship, and we barely get by them 25-22. Here to face the 9-8 Indianapolis Colts. We are 8 overalls higher than them. This should be a crushing win to move back-to-back Super Bowls here. And do we do it in this simulation? And we do. Here to face the 10-7 Atlanta Falcons again. Kind of lame, but it is what it is. Let's go drop another Super Bowl win on their head. For the upgrades, DeAndre Hopkins is a superstar X Factor. Bro is back in his prime. Mark Andrews goes back up to X Factor. Derrick Henry has regressed down to a 92 without the boost. 92 overall team with all the morale boost right now. Justin Matabike goes to X Factor. Any other actual upgrades on the team? None that I can see here, but we're balling, man. We are balling so hard right now. But apart from that, let's see if we can win back-to-back Super Bowl rings here against the Falcons. Falcons fans are an absolute tragedy right now. Here we are against the Falcons. They're going to open up a 7. We're going to respond with 3 points. Okay, they're doing good. 14-3. The Falcons have come back with a vengeance here. 14-10 here at halftime. 17-14, taking our first lead of the game. 20-14 here. We are the second half team, or maybe we're not. 28-28 now. 35-28, and that will be the Super Bowl as absolute BS, I'm going to call. I know some people are going to be like, oh, upsets happen, Vic, but come on, dude. We have a 92 overall team. No way my league MVP just lost to Michael Penix. Stupid, but hey, I mean, we won a Super Bowl. We're here again. 5 touchdowns from Michael Penix. In what universe, dude? What universe is he doing that in the Super Bowl against us? Absolutely none. And Michael Penix wins the Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson wins another league MVP and the Offensive Player of the Year. No award for the Ravens. I'm going to call BS on that. I just hate it. It's like, if it's like a 1, 2, maybe even 3 overall difference, but when I'm like 8 overalls higher than you, it shouldn't even be a question. Shouldn't be a contest. I should be dominating you. Aaron Rodgers finally retires with the Steelers, but that's just dumb in my opinion. And for the re-signings, I suddenly have $32 million. I don't understand how the cap room works in this game because none of my players retired. I don't know how I magically just gained cap. I'm cool with Derrick Henry on like a 1-year deal with us because he's down to an 86. So let me boost up his contract for $9 million to 1 year. He's going to re-sign on that. Zay Flowers, I'm going to accept that option for him. Odafe Away, I do want back. Travis Jones is probably going to want a bag. $14 million a year to be a backup. No thanks. Isaiah Likely, I would probably want over Mark Andrews, who wants $16 million a year. And then Isaiah Likely wants $9 million a year to be a backup tight end. A little bit hefty, bud. A little bit hefty. Ardarius Washington can walk. David Ajabo can honestly walk. And all these other guys, Tyler Loop should not be on that contract, but I'll give him a contract anyways because I need a kicker. Jordan Stout, do I just sign him anyways? You know what? Sure. I'll sign my punter long term because it's stupid cheap anyways. He's going to come back. So Mark Andrews, Odafe Away, Isaiah Likely, Travis Jones. I think it's going to be Odafe Away here. He wants an absolute bag. I'm probably just going to tag him. So he's going to reject this contract. I don't really care. And I could sign Isaiah Likely, Travis Jones, or one of these guys back. I could get Mark Andrews back just on a 1-year contract if he's cool with that. I highly doubt he's going to say yes to this, especially if I drop it, but let's just see if he does, and he's going to say no. So I do want Isaiah Likely back for the time being, so let's just do a 1-year contract, boost the money with Isaiah Likely, and then we're going to tag David Ajabo, and he still says no to me. I should have put more on there. I'm not going to sign Travis Jones for $14 million a year to be a backup. Just going to tag Odafe Away. We're losing our starting 2 tight ends, a backup safety, and a backup defensive tackle. Really not that tragic in my opinion. So anyways, let's move into the draft. Saints are going to get the number 1 overall pick. They probably should have had the number 1 overall pick all these years. But let's look into my roster, see what I need specifically. Andrew Vahorez really didn't do that great. I would still like to draft 2 new tight ends here. And then defensively, let's draft a different edge rusher. I would like that. And yeah, just a new edge rusher is really what I need here, along with a guard and tight ends. And there is a power rusher here on the board at the end of the first round. Mikael Jenkins out of UCF. F zone coverage doesn't matter. Great strength, decent speed. B tackle, B finesse moves, A power moves is what I like to see from Jenkins. But let's look at Micah Rowland here out of Miami. 6'2", 250, a lot more athletic than the other guy. A finesse moves though. B block shedding. The other guy was skillfully was better, but I like this guy's athleticism better. I'm going to pick up Micah Rowland here for left outside linebacker. Rank 61, got him at 31, but he does have hidden development. So I'm going to make him the starter and see if we can get some real pressure in. Round number 2, need to draft that backup defensive tackle if I could. That's going to be in the 3rd round though for those guys. So let's look at the left guards. Not really that good. 3rd round as well for these guards, but do I really want to just draft this guy, Emmett Beeson here out of Penn State? Looks really good other than his strength. So many A's. I'm going to pick up this guard, Emmett here. He looks really good. Rank 76, got him at 63. He's going to be my starting left guard. Hidden development. And for the defensive tackles, they don't really look the best here. Might just have to pull the trigger on them later. I'm in the late 3rd round. Going to look for the tight end then. Bobby Jenkins out of Notre Dame. Day 3 guy. Elite strength, great speed, great acceleration. A short route. Pass blocking is there. B awareness. We're going to pick up Bobby Jenkins here out of Notre Dame. Rank 97, got him at 95. Normal development, but doesn't look too bad for a later pick. And for the defensive tackles, as always, we're going to sort by the strength. Go to great strength here. Day 3 guy, 6'4", 301. Great strength, really only thing good about him, but we're just going to pick him up anyways. Looks really bad. Not really the best pick from me, but it's whatever. Tight ends, once again, let's sort by these physicals to see if we can get someone. Ooh, this guy looks really good in everything except for his strength, but he elites everywhere else. Post UDFA, Antonio Gaffney here out of Auburn, 6'7", elite speed, jumping, change direction, agility. Looks really good for a late 5th round pick going into the 6th round. Looks awful now that I pick him, but hidden development, so I guess it's really not all that bad. After the draft, Micah Rowlands is 73, 72 for Beeson here, 70 for Jenkins, 66 for the defensive tackle, 62 for the tight end. But honestly, I'm going to start him because rookies typically develop insanely fast if they have a decent year. So let's see if he can, develop really quickly. Let's give him a shot. And this is the team after the draft. Emmett's going to be starting and Gaffney's going to be starting as well, even though Jenkins doesn't seem like a bad overall. Team looks really good. Lamar has 4 extra XP points after getting to a 99 overall, so he's basically 103 overall. Also, that's not at all how that works, but, I'm just trying to be funny here. Let's put Nate Wiggins at the 2. We're going to have Marlon Humphrey back into the slot again. Tyrese Winter, whatever, is a 75 overall. Everything looking pretty good. We'll see how Rowland does. We got Allridge here as the backup. Probably going to put him as the backup strong safety as well. Everything looks pretty good there. Put Derrick Henry as the third down because he's going to get everything. And then Minor will get as many reps as he can because he'll probably be starting the next season. I'm probably going to start Roland over Mike Green, and then Mike Green is just going to be one of the 3-4 guys. So everything else looks pretty good there. Again, going to put Marlon Humphrey in the slot. But apart from that, year number 3 with the team. Even though we lost some valuable players, let's see if we can still go back to the Super Bowl for another run. 6-1 here to face the Atlanta Falcons in Week 8. Evidently, we just got beef with the Falcons. 8th best defense in the NFL, 10th best rushing offense, 3rd best passing offense, 2nd best offense in the NFL for points per game. So I guess this defensive playbook is working much better here. But Lamar Jackson, 3rd in the NFL for passing yards. Shador Sanders with the Rams is currently leading the league. All right. Scouting national focus. I'm going to do defensive tackle. I just like having depth at that position. And for these signings, we're going to have to give out some bags here as Kyle Hamilton's going to get his first bag. $23 million a year for him. He's getting a bag. Rashad Bateman's been amazing for us. 4-year contract, $20 million a year. He's getting a bag. Jaire doesn't want to be here. He wants to be in a warm weather state. Dude, you lived in Green Bay the entire time. I don't want to hear it from you. Marlon Humphrey has been great for us. 1-year contract for him. And then Odafe Away, we'll have to deal with that later. Trent Simpson only wants $5 million a year. That's honestly cool with me. So he's going to re-sign back with the team. Derrick Henry's probably going to regress really hard. Ronnie Stanley depends how he plays. DeAndre Hopkins, same thing. All these other extras, just not really interested in. Going to give the option to Nate Wiggins. But I do want Jaire Alexander back. He hasn't really been that stellar for us on the stat sheet, but I guess he has been pretty good. Tyler Linderbaum, I'm probably just going to have to pay him a bag, and he's going to re-sign with us. $23 million left to spend. Is he going to go to Jaire, Odafe Away, Derrick Henry? Who do we got here? Probably not Derrick Henry. He's probably going to drop to an 82 overall. See it a lot in simulation, but I really want to know, can we beat the 4-2 Falcons? It's just for my curiosity. And the answer is yes, 21-14. Should have did it last year in the Super Bowl. We are 7-1 now. Let's move into the playoffs. 3 years in a row, 14-3 first round bye. My defense goes from being top 10 to bottom 5. EA Sports, thank you for your terrible game year after year. Stats and awards here. Lamar Jackson, first in every stat. Number 1 offense in the NFL. Let's get an MV5 here. MV5, Lamar Jackson, baby. Oh my gosh. It's just glazing at this point. 5,000 passing yards, 51 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, 124 pass rating. Only got sacked 18 times. 94 was his longest pass. What an amazing year. Lamar Jackson has more rushing touchdowns than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, 4.3 per carry, 1 fumble. Not a bad season for sure. Pretty solid, over 1,000 yards, but he definitely is regressing. Probably will not re-sign him. And then Lamar Jackson, 11 rushing touchdowns again is crazy. DeAndre Hopkins continues to stay in his prime here despite his age. 14 touchdowns, 1,350 yards. Zay Flowers, 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Rashad Bateman, 106 receptions, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. And Antonio Gaffney, the 62 overall hidden development tight end that I picked up in the 5th round, almost 800 yards, 12 touchdowns. Outperformed Mark Andrews. Mark Andrews probably had more receptions and more yards, but he had more touchdowns, and I don't have to pay him $20 million a year, so absolute W pick. For the sacks allowed, 6 for Stanley, 5 for Rosengarten, 3 for Linderbaum, 3 for the new rookie Emmett, and then Emory Jones has been amazing for us. Only allows 1 sack after playing over 1,100 snaps is amazing. Roquan Smith, 97 tackles for a loss, 15 for Matabike, 12 for Odafe Away, 8 for Broderick Washington, sacks, 13 for Matabike, 4 for Adise Isaac, Roquan Smith with 2. Did Roland get benched or something? Is this seriously all he gave me? And then also Odafe Away, really? I know it's 12 tackles for a loss, but still, you're my edge rusher and you only give me 1.5 sacks after I franchise tag you? That's not a good season. 2 interceptions for him though. 4 interceptions for Jaire Alexander. He's actually been doing good here, and he actually led the team in deflections last year, I believe, and he does it this year as well with 9 deflections, so he's actually been great. He's going to get a re-signing, and then safety, 0 defensive touchdowns is 0. Can we beat the 10-7 Kansas City Chiefs to move on to the conference championship? I can't believe we have to play the Chiefs in the divisional round, but we beat them 35-21. Can we beat the 86 overall, 11-6 Buffalo Bills to move on to the Super Bowl? We are 5 overalls higher than them. Can we go 3 times in a row? And we do, here to face the 11-6 Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This time it's a different NFC South team. Thankfully not the Falcons, but let's see what the team upgrades are offensively. Gaffney, superstar development. Again, he goes from a 62 to an 80 overall that quickly. So what is that jump? Quick maths in my head. 18 overalls in a single season is nuts, and he gets upgraded to a superstar development. Absolute W, and I don't have to pay him. He's already the same overall, if not higher, with the morale boost than Isaiah Likely. So big W all around. Emmett has star development. Defensively, any other upgrades that I can see? None that I can really see here, but Really, really good stuff from the team. Malachi Starks is still only a 79 without the boost. He is really not developed at all. Kind of disappointed by that. Assuming Baker is still the Buccaneers quarterback, he is cracked in simulation. And yes, he is still the quarterback. Bucky Irving's up to a 96 overall. Baker's 31 years old. Superstar development. Unk Baker here. But let's see if we're going to be another NFC South team in the Super Bowl to get our second Super Bowl ring in this video, but our third appearance here in this video. And thankfully, we didn't have to play the Falcons because this is their home stadium, but 7-7 start for both teams here. Buccaneers have the ball again, make it 10-7 game, 17-7 game at halftime. I don't know what we're doing. 10-17 here. Ravens, please don't go 2-3 here in the Super Bowl, but let's see what we have. I mean, 1-3, 24-20, 27-24, 27-27, forcing overtime, 34-27, and we hold on. The Ravens will win another Super Bowl, 2 Super Bowl wins in 3 years, 3 Super Bowl appearances in 3 years. Let's see if we can go for 4 Super Bowl appearances, boys. Lamar Jackson, only 1 passing touchdown, 1 reception, 99 passer rating here. Derrick Henry with a rushing touchdown. DeAndre Hopkins with a rushing touchdown. Are we constantly putting him on jet sweeps? Why does he have 4 attempts at rushing? Lamar Jackson with a rushing touchdown. Super weird, but I'll take it. DeAndre Hopkins with a Super Bowl touchdown, but hey. A win's a win. 3 Super Bowl appearances in 3 years. This is a wildly successful rebuild or a dynasty run, however you want to call it. Lamar Jackson wins the Super Bowl MVP, the league MVP, and the Offensive Player of the Year. He's honestly taking over this video. Jaire's been pretty good for us, but Lamar, of course, is completely dominating this video. Let's see the retirements. Rob Havenstein retires and DeAndre Hopkins retires with 2 Super Bowl rings on his finger. He was a baller for us throughout the entire video. Let's move to the re-sign players. For the re-sign players, Nate Wiggins, I'll accept that option. Probably going to tag Jaire. Odafe Away honestly didn't do anything. Derrick Henry's down to a 78. Ronnie Stanley's been really good for us. He's going to want $25 million for a singular year, which I'm going to say no to. Don't want any of these other guys, and I'm probably just going to tag Jaire here. I don't understand why he wants to be in a warm weather state, maybe because he's just getting older and he wants to retire, but I'm going to tag him for the final season because he has been great for us. Led the team in interceptions and deflections, definitely want him back. And he's going to reject my contract, and then I'm going to reject him leaving, $25 million on the tag, and then all these other guys just going to let walk. So apart from that, I need to draft a lot now. Team is falling apart, but that's fine. Let's move into the draft. So moving into the draft, my backup running back is technically a higher overall than Derrick Henry now, so I'm fine with Minor. He developed a little bit on the bench, and honestly, I'm cool with Wester as my slot for this year. Why is Tyler Linderbaum gone? Did I not resign him? I swear I resigned him. I 100% swear I re-signed. Oh, why is he playing left tackle? What happened? Okay, so I need a left tackle. I don't know why Linderbaum wants to play left tackle. I need an edge rusher, and then I need depth at defensive tackle. That's what I need. That's what I need to prioritize, like all that. So other than that, let's see what we got in the draft. The Raiders get the number 1 overall pick, and once again, we get pick number 32 in this draft. Let's see if there's any good real edge rushers on the board. There's a left end, 270 pounds. I could move Adise Isaac back over to the other end, and let's actually consider that here. Power rusher, Rashad Kington here out of Auburn, or Knighton here, my bad, not Kington. Good speed, good strength, good acceleration, be awareness, be power moves. Honestly, this rebuild's so far in. Let's just do it. Ranked 74, got him at 32. Hidden development. I'm going to put Adise Isaac back at the edge rusher position. This guy's going to be my 3-4 defensive end. There are no good left tackles on the board, and right tackles non-existent. Let's see if there's a big enough left guard. 300 pounds, 301, 314 for this guy. Right guard, 321 for this guy. And Jeremiah Hyde out of Michigan, 6'4", 321, great strength, elite acceleration, 8 run block, finesse. That's cool. I'm going to move him from right guard to left tackle. I don't care if it's the complete opposite position. I need the left tackle. He's normal development, but that's fine. No need for development in the 4th and final season. And then finally, in the 3rd round, let's move down here to defensive tackle. Go sort by physicals, move all the way over, sort by strength, elite strength for this guy, for Parker Moore out of Michigan State here. Elite strength, kind of all I really need to see. He has B tackle as well. Ranked 83, got him at 96, normal development. Not bad depth, but anyways, apart from that, I'm done with the draft, kind of speeding through it because I don't really need much of anything. I'm kind of just replacing positions and filling them in. As long as Lamar Jackson carries the team, it really doesn't matter past that point. After the draft, Knighton here, 72 for Jeremiah Hyde, 71 for Parker Moore. And the center the AI picked up, Hugh Westbrook, 72 overall for him in the late 4th round. Hidden development, not bad at all. Pass protector archetype. Now, this is the team moving into the 4th and final season. That will not be my left tackle. Looking at this 4th round pick that the AI picked up, his strength is 87, so it's not crazy, but he is a pass protector archetype, so I will move him to left tackle. I know it's technically not his position, and he probably won't do well there, but I really don't have too much better for that position. So we're just going to do that and just roll with it and see how it goes. Probably not very well. 89 overall team. Let's move. Knighton's going to be playing right end, and then Idise Isaac is going to be playing the outside linebacker again. So that's looking pretty good there. Like the 3-4 defensive line I got set up. Nate Wiggins back on the boundary. Marlon Humphrey in the slot once more. Everything looks pretty good, specialist-wise. Why does everyone want to play on one side? Roland, and then Mike Green, I guess, wants to start on the edge, which is fine with me. So all that's cool. Minor, let's give him, actually, let's split the reps with Keaton Mitchell. That's fine. Wester is in the slot. A little bit weaker of a team here. DeAndre Hopkins was balling with us, but we're going to see how we do in this 4th and final season. See if we can win 3 Super Bowls in a 4-year rebuild. That would be nuts. But anyways, let's see how we do and just skip into the playoffs because it's the 4th and final season, so why not? 13-4, not 14-3 this time, but still a first-round bye. Top 5 offense, 6th best passing offense, 28th rushing game, but still 25th defensive passing game, 28th defensive rushing game, but still 8th in defensive points per game. That makes no logical sense, but sure. Must have some crazy red zone defense. But either way, Lamar Jackson here, 6 passing yards, 4th passing touchdowns, 3rd pass rating, 9th offense, 19th defense. Yearly awards, Lamar Jackson 2nd for league MVP, but still, he's been balling. He has had 5 total MVPs, including the ones in real life. But Lamar Jackson, 4,500 yards, 42 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 121 pass rating, got sacked 25 times. Another amazing year from him. Amari Minor here, 3.5 per carry, 8 touchdowns, 1 fumble. Not a good year, but Lamar Jackson still outperformed him. More average yards per carry, 10 touchdowns. And then Zay Flowers, 103 receptions, 1,100 yards, 11 touchdowns. And then LeJonte Wester here, 13 touchdowns, 1,100 yards. I guess it doesn't matter if you're DeAndre Hopkins or not. If you're just in the slot position, you're just going to ball out. Rashad Bateman, 827 yards, 6 touchdowns. Then, of course, I can't forget Gaffney here, absolute steal, 7 touchdowns, 826 yards, superstar development tight end year number 2. And then sacks allowed. My left tackle only allowing 7. I think that's just about the same amount that Ronnie Stanley was, and I don't have to pay him. That actually worked out perfectly. And then Emmett allows 6. 3 for Emory Jones, Rosengarten, and then 3 for Tyler Linderbaum here. Roquan Smith, 111 tackles for a loss, 15 for Mike Green, 14 for Rashad Knighton here, and then 11 for Matabike. Sacks, 14 for Matabike. He's been a beast the entire rebuild. 8 for Mike Green, probably his best season yet. 7 for Rashad Knighton. Mike Green's honestly been a little bit underwhelming to me, but that's probably because he's been in the 3-4 defensive end position. 5 interceptions for Roquan Smith, 2 for Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, and Jaire. And then deflections, 14 for Roquan Smith, 10 for Trent Simpson, 9 for Jaire, who's been great, and then 0 safeties, 0 defensive touchdowns on the team. Can we beat the 10-7 Pittsburgh Steelers to once again move on back to the conference championship here? And the answer is yes. Here to face the 11-6 Kansas City Chiefs. They're in 90 overall. We're in 92 overall. 4 Super Bowl appearances in a row. Can we do it here in this rebuild? And the answer is no, as it's going to be another Chiefs and Eagles Super Bowl. Yeah, as if anybody wants to see that. We lost the Chiefs 42-48. Defense sold hard, but hey, super successful rebuild. 2 Super Bowl wins and 3 Super Bowl appearances in a span of 4 seasons. That is mega successful in my eyes with Jaire Alexander getting him 2 Super Bowl rings, something he couldn't do on the Packers. I mean, he was injured half the time, but still, the Chiefs will win another Super Bowl here against the Eagles as they take it here, as Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl MVP and the league MVP. Rashee Rice wins the Offensive Player of the Year. Rashad Knighton wins the Defensive Rookie of the Year for the Ravens. But hey, that will be it for this video. Mega successful video here with Jaire Alexander. He was a baller for us, and Knighton also has Superstar X Factor. Jaire Alexander did great. I really want to point out Knighton. He was just kind of like a random F-it pick, but I was like, hey, why not? Superstar X Factor first year, probably going to be better than Mike Green already, but hey, got another great player. He's going to be our next Haloti Nada, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure I just butchered that name, but anyways, Jaire Alexander, successful rebuild with the Baltimore Ravens. If you guys have any other rebuild ideas, let me know down in the comments below, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.